The Lobera was a sword carried by Saint Ferdinand III of Castile. We're not going to be taking a look at 13th century weaponry, we're going to be taking a look at the keyboard bearing the same name by Tesoro, the Lobera Supreme G5 NFL. The Tesoro Lobera Supreme G5 NFL is a fully mechanical 10-key layout keyboard. The version I will be reviewing utilises blue gaming grade mechanical switches, but it is also available in flavours of red, black and brown. The Lobera Supreme also boasts full RGB backlighting, allowing you to customise the colours for the utility supplied with the equipment. The Lobera sports a wide variety of features, including full RGB LED lighting that has 6 settings referred to as levels in the manual, 4 for simple backlighting and 2 levels for game zone backlight, which simply highlights WASD, Control, Shift and Alt along with the arrow keys, 2, 4, 6 and 8 on the numpad, as well as 1 through 9 in the numbers above the keyboard. The only main difference between the two game zone settings is that one opts not to light numbers 1 to 9. Another couple of important things to note is that the keyboard weighs 1.17 kilograms net weight. The dimensions are 444 by 206 by 44 millimeters. It has a 1.55 meter braided and shielded cable, and it boasts 2 USB 2 ports, one 3.5 audio out and one 3.5 microphone in. As mentioned earlier, the Lobera uses mechanical switches, however, these aren't Cherry MX switches that are installed but are in fact Kale switches, using their version of the blue. It is important to note that while they are the same colour, there are a couple of key differences. Both variations of the blue switch have a travel depth of 4mm, an actuation point of 2mm, and boast the same clicky tactile feel to them. However, the actuation force in the blues is somewhat lighter in Cherry than it is in Kale. Cherry MX blues have a 50 gram actuation force with an end force of 60 grams. Kale blues have an actuation force of 60 grams with an end force of 80. The utility the Lobera comes with allows a user to customize up to 5 profiles, setting separate colors to each profile, setting up macros for the 3 H keys underneath the spacebar, along with altering the assignment of each key, allowing the user to tailor each profile to each game or situation's needs. It also allows you to disable particular keys, use sync to automatically change profile depending on what game you are playing. For example, if you're a starter of League of Legends, the keyboard will swap automatically to profile 1, World of Warcraft to profile 2, Counter-Strike to profile 3 and so on. Now, I do have a couple of issues with the software. 1. It doesn't come supplied with a dedicated help file. When we looked, the help file that was provided with the Lobera was actually tailored to the Colada, another one of Tesoro's keyboards, meaning that there was no instruction on how to find the options to change the colours for each profile. Also, the colour settings are hidden away at the small arrow to the right of the utility. This isn't mentioned anywhere in the documentation and is only given a brief mention on the website. Another feature that the Lobera boasts is the ability to turn on 6 N-key rollover and full N-key rollover through the means of either function and delete keys or function and insert keys. However, when I've tried to shift into either of these modes, the keyboard would cut out, prompting me to remove the USB cable and reinsert it, even when we are running the keyboard through both USB cables supplied and the DC input. While this happens sporadically, it still happens, and it is really the only fault I have with the keyboard itself. Once I managed to get full NKRO engaged, I was able to test it in keytest.richwicked.com. Recruiting a family member to help me press multiple keys at once, every key press was recorded and no key presses had been forgotten or missed. So, with all the above taken into consideration, what do I like about it? It's a very solidly built keyboard, it's well constructed, and it's got a really striking design that I appreciate. Also, the slight concavity of the keycaps is a really nice touch, making typing almost effortless and comfortable. The Kales included are a really nice choice. They actuate very well when typing swiftly, and when being used for gaming they respond very well. However, they do bottom out a little too quickly for my liking. The USB hub and mic ports that are on the keyboard is a really nice touch, allowing you to have devices through flash drives or SD card readers that are really easy to reach position, save you having to reach down to the computer every time you want to put in a flash drive. The combination of the record function and the positioning of the H keys is also a very nice touch. It allows you to record macros on the fly in a really intuitive manner, and also allows you to make quick changes if a macro isn't performing as you like it. Now, what don't I like with the Lobera? There's no dedicated help documents for the Lobera Supreme included on the disc that comes with the hardware. Instead, the HTML files that are listed as help are tailored to the Tesoro Lobera, meaning that the ability to change the LED colors on the keyboard is completely missed out in the help documentation. It also does not include any nods as to where you can find the color settings. The keyboard cutting out while I engage 6 or full NK rollover is an annoyance. While it is sporadic, it still happens and it should be seen to. The utility is by far the weakest area of the software. When I was running it, it had jagged edges, and not having the color section marked adequately or not being explained within the documentation is a very big bad thing. I feel that if the utility had its edges cleaned up, maybe a little more user friendly, with the additions of labels somewhere for allow you to access the color settings and an inbuilt help area that is tailored to the Tesoro Lobera Supreme, this would make the utility far more user friendly and improve the appearance of the entire program by far. Now, would I recommend it? Yes. If you're looking for a competitively priced keyboard for gaming, go for it. With all the macros, functions, and the ability to completely remap any kind of keyboard you require, it makes a perfect choice for gaming. If you would get it for gaming, get it with reds as opposed to blues. I got it in blues because that's my personal preference for keys. For a typist's keyboard, I would hold off on recommending it. It is rather fierce looking and you might not want to sit it in an office environment unless you enjoy scaring your colleagues. Being priced around £90 to £100 puts it within the very competitive sub £100 budget, meaning if you're trying to save a bit of money but want to get something that performs, I would definitely go for that. So despite all its flaws, it is a really good choice for a keyboard and I would definitely recommend it to anyone.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that subscribe button. Also be sure to check out our sponsors at valair.com for VoIP, game and private service solutions.